Vincenzo'S Go Crypto Investing, and you can see we have 991 subscribers. Come on, 9 beautiful people. I know you're out there. Let's get me to partnership with 9 lovely, gorgeous, glowing, stunning future members of Jabroni Killers, and get me to 1,000 subscribers so I can keep you out ahead of the criminal gangster cartel, right? And Jesus, I believe is his name, had a beautiful donation and asked about Theta and Hendra hash graph, Hbar, right? And what we got set up is a super simple and easy trading chart, a technical trading chart for you. And you can see we always start from a far out time frame. So let's go to the monthly. And you can see we're going to take these and just make them a little less bright. Dim them into the background. And then we're going to get on this one. And we're going to dim that out into the background a little bit. And you know I always like to start from a far out time frame, because then you can get a kind of full perspective of what's going on in the market. Again, this is a really new coin, so all its technical analysis can do is give you a probability based way to trade based on the technical chart that you like and you set up, and what the data is telling you. And the data is the price action, right? And we don't have much price action, only a couple of years, but you can kind of see right now we've been using this blue ring's been acting as major resistance, right? Let's zoom in here so you can see what's going on here a little bit. And then if you wanted to put some trend lines on, you could go from here, click it down here, right behind the candle body. Then you can see we got support, and then support if we go through there, right, with our line. And then we got support, right? And then we could draw it out. But I like to come up a little bit more to try to get another contact, because then we got support. See if we draw this straight through here. See that? Look at all that support we got. That's a major line right there. See that? So you can have that in there too, just to give you a baseline of support and resistance. And when you're above this, it likes to bounce off of that, right? So if we zoom on in here a little bit for a closer inspection here and isolate in on the price, we'll go from the weekly to the daily. And that's why we start from the far out time frame to give you a view of what's gone on in the past, to give you a probability based way to trade this manipulated market going into the future. Because if you don't know where the price came from, how can you have any idea how to make a probability based decision and trade this market successfully? You can't. You have to diagnose the whole chart and the price action, right? So now that you know what's been going on in the past, we got our rings in the background. These rings really do work beautifully. You've seen it on all the other crypto recently. And if we zoom out to the daily, what I was saying with the blue ring now, let's make the blue ring a little bit darker to focus in on it, right? To bring your attention to it. See the blue ring? Look at that. See how beautiful this chart is? And I'll teach you to make these charts too on my classes that I put on when you're members of Jabroni Killer. You can see how even over here when this came up, little rejection that it pumped through, right? But look, after it rotated through resistance, all the way up resistance, it forced its way up at resistance, then you had a blow off top resistance on the blue ring, came back up to the blue ring, struggled, pumped through it, came right up to the next blue ring resistance, got rejected, came down, got supported on it, right? You guys see that? Let's zoom in here a little bit closer, make sure you guys can see this. This is very important. This is the power of these rings. They give you a idea of, and just look up here at me right below trading view in the daily and the Hendrix, right? Act like I'm up here, but it gives you an idea of what happened the last time the price in the past was in the similar spot, right? See, it rejected, came back down, got supported on that same ring, then pumped, got briefly rejected on the same ring, but then blew through it, got rejected, came back down, got supported by the underneath ring, then came back up, briefly got rejected, and blew by it, brief resistance, blew by it, all the way up to the blue ring again, got rejected, gathered steam, pumped through, got rejected by the blue ring, rejected by the blue ring, rejected by the blue ring, rejected, and it comes all the way down to the blue ring support, blue ring support, blue ring support, blue ring support, and still on the 23rd of June and the 18th of March, it started holding it as support and held it as resistance, and then on the 17th of May, it held it as resistance. On the 19th of May, held it as support. all the way into June, held it as support, and it finally busted through, right? And now we're trading into this next ring. So what do you think is going to happen when it hits this blue ring? It's probably going to get rejected, right? So see why you need to set up your technical trading chart in a simple but easy and effective and powerful and knowledge, a simple, easy, straight to the point chart that's got a few indicators as you need, but the most important indicators to make you give you a leg ahead of the market. You can see now, knowing what we do know by looking at the weekly and the daily, you can see now what would be going on here. You're looking for a quick support resistance. You can see we hit our 19-cent support on our green rings. These green rings now, we're going to bring into some focus a little bit more if it lets me do it real quick. Come on. Gotta zoom out a little bit. Grab that fucker. No. Hold on. Let's go. Let's zoom that in. So these green rings are going to act as support spots, right? The blue rings are acting as a lot of resistance and support, but the green is the green ones are support rings, right? So right now you got supported. This is your major, and look how this just so happens. You got supported on the green ring and in the same area where this white line running from bottom left to top right, which, you know, when we went out, this is kind of in the mean. When you're above it, it likes to get supported on, and if you were below it, it would want to get rejected. Right now you're getting supported. So what I think is possible is if you can keep getting supported on this, right, you're going to trade up right up into here where the blue ring and the green ring meet, and I think that's where you would get rejected. So in the short term, as long as you can hold above this white line right here, take a snapshot, my man, or anybody else interested in this, take a snapshot of this, and if you get supported on this white line, you're good. Once you breach this white line, you're coming down to 14 cents. See how easy that is? It takes all the guesswork out of it. So if you break this support line, you're coming to 14 cents before there could be buyers, right? But if you can hold support on here, if we zoom in now to the 4-hour time frame, see, oh, look at that. See how this starts to make sense when you just do a super simple, easy breakdown like this? Now, if you can hold support on this, you can trade up to this, you can trade up to the green fib circle and the blue fib circle that's trading from top left to bottom right, and this would be where you could get rejected at. This would be your upper resistance. If you can try to make a bounce right now and you're in this coin, or you're trying to swing trade it off of after a pretty big flush, if you could hold this line, this would be where you would look sell zone 1, and then if it pumped through that, sell zone 2, and then ultimate sell zone at 31 cents, right? But I think this would be the most likely area where you would get rejected. Either the green ring, if you come up real quick, and then the blue ring, or get out of here, or if you come up real quick, right? If you popped up real quick right here, that would be your ring 29 cents where they both meet. Or if it takes a little bit longer, right over here where they both meet at 27 cents, right? That's where you would get rejected short term. So to sum this coin up, because I don't have much time to continue on with this one, 24 cents is your major upper resistance where the green ring and the blue ring meet. If this had some kind of over the top blow off pump up because how much it crashed, this green ring and blue ring where it meets at 30 cents would be the ultimate sell zone, right? But in this medium term, 24 cents is your sell zone. Your major support right now is about 20 cents on this white support line, right? And then on a breakdown, your first support is 14 cents. And if we zoom out a little bit more, I can show you where your second and third support zones would be. Your first one is at 14 cents. Your second support zone below it would be all the way down here where this blue ring and green ring meet at 11 cents. So you can see what's going on here. You got your major support. If you want to stay bullish, you got to stay above the 20 cent white support line. First upper resistance is 24 cents. Major resistance, if you got there, would be an immediate sell signal at 30 cents. If you break down and can't maintain your support at the white support line where you're at, 14.7 cents is your first support on the green ring, and then your second support zone on a catastrophic flush is 11 cents on the green ring below it, right? See how super simple and easy that is, right, to trade this market when you got a technical trading chart that you can just look at and diagnose, snip out, and detect. And this one I have set up for you. Now that you know how we've got our chart set up, you can see, whoops, you can see on Theta, I believe is the coin you wanted. You can see we had our blow off top high back here, and we got rejected by a blue ring, came down, got supported by the blue ring, right? And now, then we came through the green, I'm going to get rich zone, and if you're below this, you're very bearish. So if you come up to this, when you hit the bottom part of this, you're going to get rejected, right? But when you're coming through, when you come to the bottom and you get supported, then you flush through, right? So when you come back to retest that area, you're going to get rejected. That's a trading rule, and that's something that I'll be going over in my classes as I start uploading them to Jabroni Killer members as I become monetized. So in the is to do this real quick, and then I gotta let you go because I gotta get up early in the morning. I thank you for the support, and I'll keep this in the rotation and keep you updated on it. You can see right now what we got going on here is if you can't get back above this blue ring, you're gonna trade in an up and down fashion back down to $1.45, right? So you could trade down, and that would be a spot where buyers could be, and then you could trade back up to get rejected by this ring, right? And this green support zone, trade back down, and then you get lower. But in the immediate short term, if you can't get back above this, you're trading down to the $1.45, right? If you can hop back on top of this, get out of there. If you can hop back on top of this blue ring, then you can start to trade up towards the $4.34. Like I told you when we were in the daily, this would be where you get rejected. You would trade back to the blue ring, maybe get some buyers, come back up one more time to get rejected, and then come down, right? I think this is probably going to come down first before it tries to make a bounce up, unless you have a big rally in the market. But right now everything's very bearish, so that's why I got these rings here for you. So if you can get above the $2.87 ring, you can come up to the $4.34 where you would more than likely get rejected. If you fail this retest of this blue ring and can't get above it, you're going to trade down to the $1.45. And then if you had a catastrophic flush and can't hold that, you would trade down to the next ring to the 79 cents. So these rings that I have set up for you, I'm going to have snapshots of these exclusively for members of Jabroni Killers, and have the trading setups with my YouTube partnership program, and then you can just look and refer back to the chart, and I'll update them, and you can see on a day-by-day basis where you're going to go. And here's how easy this is. If you get rejected underneath this ring and start to trade down with volume, it can come up and down within these rings, but you're coming down here before you would come up there, right? But if you can get on top of this and then hold this ring as support, you're going to come up here, right? So right now it's bearish because it's underneath it. So that's how easy these rings make it, right? Like, subscribe, and share to Vincenzo's Gold Crypto Investing. Peace and love. Peace and love.